return to the Great View Smackdown.
You know what's great about us, if I may say, that we really give a damn. We care. That's why we get into these big fights.
But the other thing that's good about us is that we get into these big fights, and then we're all the same every day. We really, I mean, we really do like each other.
Well,
so it's okay that we can do this.
But we deal with things right at the surface. I think we don't let them fester too long.
Where were we? We were at a point where Joy was saying
Elizabeth
was about to
No, but what you had said is that McCain wants to stay in Vietnam. He says we may have to stay for 100 years.
This is
There is a difference. There is a difference. Sometimes I can't tell, but there is a difference. And then you said he wants to make war with other countries. That's where we left off.
That's right.
And here's where we begin.
I think that this is a man who spent too long in a prison during war. I don't think he loves war. I think what he has is a strategy to make wars tactical. And I think that he could give us a more clean exit from Iraq strategically. You know what I mean? We're getting these letters now. I read this letter that was taken by our army from an al-Qaeda leader's camp who said that their forces were up 600 at the beginning before the surge. After the surge, which McCain was full charge ahead in terms of like leading and motivating people to pass approvals for it, now those 600 numbers are down to 20 in this one camp.
We created the 600 by going there in the first place.
What I'm saying is, though, that his strategy works, and I think that if we want to get out of there the right way, he is the man to do that.
Well, you know, has he given now? Maybe because I missed the last stuff. Has he actually given an exit strategy? Because the last thing I saw him say was it could be 100 years, and I thought I must be asleep. Did he say that?
I think his response is don't try to put a date on it when it has to be approached from a tactical standpoint.
Well, there is the argument that which the argument has always been, and it was the argument in Vietnam, is if we leave, who knows what's going to burst? And Hillary and Barack, I call them by their first names, we're so close, they have said there are still our people, our men and women are getting killed. Let's get out what happens. I want to bring up something you talked about yesterday, though, because there's a lot of controversy, and you talked about this, about Michelle Obama telling an audience, for the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country. A lot of people were very upset about that. And Cindy McCain, now it's the woman answering the woman, said, when a reporter asked her, she said, I just wanted to make the statement that I have and always will be proud of my country.
Well, I hope that that's not exactly, we all want to be proud of our country. What I realize in going through all this stuff is that when you're exuberant and you say something, as you pointed out yesterday, she's just being proud and saying this is what's happening. So to start that I'm always proud. We're not always proud of our country. We're not proud of what slavery was. We're not proud of what we did to the American Indians. There are times when we're proud and times when we're not.
I think the thing that got people was when she said, for the first time in my adult lifetime. It's a long time. But then she said, and not just because Barack has done well, but I think people are hungry for a change. All kinds of things are going to be said by husbands, by wives, by children, because they want to get their personal.
It's being scrutinized. Here's the research department, by the way, which they told me. Ron Paul received more money for military families than any in the last quarter, than any other candidate. It's very interesting information.
Especially when we were talking about that vote thing that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. So it's kind of great.
I would like to see who the military families and those who have come back to vets who are voting for. I think
they're the ones who see it firsthand, and they want out.
It's time, and I'm sure John has a lot of really good ideas. I want to hear him because I want to hear him talk about what he's going to do when that's done. Because if he's going to be president for 4 years...
I'll give him a call today.
Yeah, do.
We'll talk about it.
Because you know what? I need to know what his...
call all of us
I want him to tell us what his economic strategy is going to be. I want him to explain to us what's coming.
These candidates are doing every other show. I mean, I think they're knocking on doors and ringing doorbells. They should all come on The View.
Yes.
I'm sure they will. I think John is going to come. Me and Johnny tight. Me and Johnny like this, baby. Me and Johnny McCain. Shit.
Get him here.
I'll call him. Is this the death knell for Hillary Clinton's campaign at this point?
Well, we still have Texas. Don't write her off yet.
No, not yet. Anything can happen.
And it may go all the way to the convention. Who knows?
I think that she has shown herself to be a very strong human being. I mean, to put up with the barbs and the attacks.
Now Barack is getting it. He's starting to get some of that, what Hillary has been getting this whole time.
She's gotten a lot of it, and she is the one who has always said, this is what I feel, this is not what I feel, this is what should be done here, this should be done there. Yeah. But do not overlook that new word we keep hearing, charisma.
But she's the nuts and bolts candidate. And you know, it was interesting, last night when she was giving her speech, the news people, CNN, MSNBC, they all interrupted her and went to Obama. Well, that was rather rude.
No, he won.
It's Obama mania.
No. They would have done that to whoever won. They would have done it. Yeah, this is the way the TV is.
It was interesting timing on his part to do his speech right in the middle of her.